to Donington Park for the final weekend of racing in this year's Mini Challenge Championship. There are 5 drivers fighting it out for 2 class titles. In the JCWs, it's Irishman Chris Smiley, who wiped the floor at Zandvoort with 3 straight wins, taking his total to 7. In the Cooper class, the seemingly unstoppable Shane Stoney has managed to get 12 out of 17 wins. There's still an awful lot to play for here at Donington across 3 races this weekend in the climax to the 2013 Mini Challenge Championship.
We know what we've got to do to win the champs, so we're just going to try and do my best, and just not make many mistakes and just finish all the races. I'm going to try and go for it in the first one. We've got pole, which we've got the best place to start, so if we're in a position to try and win, we'll do that.
It's going to be very, very tough. Shane's got a massive points gap just now, so we're just we give it everything in qualifying. We had pole for about 1 lap, and then he managed to just nick us in his last lap. So it was a bit frantic, but we've got a front row start, so basically just try and get the best start I can, and fate's going to decide, I think.
It's between Shane and Hamish really, but I can still get second in the championship, so I'm definitely not going to be making it easy for Hamish.
It's looking quite strong at the minute. We've just come into great form at the end of the season. We had a great weekend in Zandvoort with the 3 wins. We're pole position for the first race. If we win the first 2 races, that's it all over really. So a big push on for the first race then this morning.
Now it's on. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm 21 points behind, like you say. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to battle. I'm going to turn it into a dogfight. I'm just going to want to get through. I mean, at the end of the day, Chris is going to try and get off another clean, you know, and get away. But I'm going to do everything in my power to stop that.
Well, I've got to go all out in the first race. Starting second, which is a good position. Hope to get a good start. See if I can win that one, and then take the rest of the day from there.
The Minis are revving their engines for the first of 3 races at Donington. This one could definitely set the precedent for the rest of the weekend, the final weekend of the Mini Challenge. There are certainly a few drivers with an awful lot to play for, so let's go racing.
Should be an absolutely fantastic weekend's racing here at Donington Park. This how they line up for the first of the races, with Chris Smiley in pole position from Chris Smith. Row 2, John O'Brown and Lee Allen, and then row 3, Jake Packen and Robert Smith. Keith Essat new to the championship this weekend. In the Cooper class, Shane Stoney, who takes pole position, and his main championship rival Hamish Brandon shares that front row with him. But there is strength in depth. Ollie Walker and Ricky Page, we couldn't rely on to challenge the podium, and the same goes for Gideon Cresswell and Josh Gollin. Best part of 30 cars lined up here for the final weekend season Donington Park, which is about to go underway. Now the red lights flash out, and away we go. In car with the Allen as they sprint down towards Redgate for the first time of asking. Covering the inside line is Chris Smiley. It means it's Chris Smith in the orange and black car who's taken the early advantage, but Smiley toughs it out to the inside line into Redgate. He squeezes Smith to the outside, so the pulse into Chris Smiley gains the advantage as they go off down the crane, the curves, except for Keith Essat. Around he goes on the limit very early in the race and ploughing through the gravel trap, and that's going to drop him down the order. The front of the field though already arriving in to the old hairpin for the first time. Look at Jake Packen diving to the inside. Lee Allen, very, very brave move that from Packen, and Lee Allen pushed out wide. He may lose 4th as well. It's John O'Brown who tries to go around the outside through Schwantz as they come up the hill towards Coppis and McLean, with Smiley leading the way from Smith, then Packen, Brown and the rest of them all jinking and jostling for position as they're about to set off down the long back straight on towards the Fogarty S's. Also looking to make ground is Luke Cordon, who just tapped Stuart Calder. Calder slithers sideways. Meanwhile in the Cooper class, it's Shane Stoney who leads the way. He though has got Hamish Brand, then this man Ricky Page in very, very close pursuit as they sprint down the back straight. Already JCW cars through the Fogarty S's. First set of corner markers haven't lasted too long. The second set are eliminated by the time the midfield arrive as well, before they come over the crown and the hill down to the braking zone for the Melbourne hairpin. You'll be hard pressed to find a more frenetic first lap anywhere in UK motorsport this year. Same goes amongst the Coupe class riders. Josh Goddard, the bright yellow car, just squeezed out wide as the rest of the field all safely through. Another look at the start in car with Ricky Page. Shane Stoney and Hamish Brandon pretty much offers one from the line. It was Stoney who took the immediate advantage, and for both Shane Stoney and Chris Smiley, with an eye towards the championship, what they want to be doing is being out front and trying to pull clear, and that at the moment is what Shane Stoney is doing. So Hamish Brandon, second in the Coupe class, has got Ricky Page, bright red car, all over his tail. There's a bright red car in the JCW class. The race overall leads the way. That is Chris Smiley. He is immediately ahead of this man, Chris Smith. Lovely on-car shot there into the rearview mirror. You can see just how hard Smith is concentrating as he stays in Smiley's wheel tracks. The fight for third, equally frenetic, is headed by Jake Packard from John O'Brown. Then fifth place, this man, Lee Allen. We ride in car with Allen now as we hit the braking zone for the Melbourne hairpin, and Allen braking very, very deep and goes for a move, makes contact with John O'Brown, tips him sideways, possibly cracks the windscreen into the bargain as well. As Hamish Brandon and Ricky Page go elbow to elbow. They have got Ollie Walker as well. Very close for shoot. There is Walker, the red car, which has been somewhat rebuilt after that car was rolled into a ball at Zandvoort a couple of weeks ago. Ollie Walker, though, in the thick of the action, as is Josh Gollin, who on that occasion through the Melbourne Loop has gained a little bit of ground. Meanwhile, Lee Allen in pursuit of Jake Packard, this the third in the race overall, through the old hairpin, kicking up the dust, then right on the AstroTurf on the exit, and Packard coming under pressure here through Schwantz from Lee Allen, who has got the outside line for the next turn, but he may be clear of Packard by the time we arrive there. In the meantime, look at the Cooper class, arguably the top 8, all running as one, out to the old hairpin. There's Ollie Walker, thick of the action in behind Gideon Cresswell, and they've all converged onto the tail of Shane Stoney. Now this, the beauty of the mini challenge, is that you really get 2 races within one. It's all getting very, very tight. Ollie Walker, contact Gideon Cresswell, and off the road he goes into the tyre barrier. Walker may recover. The cameraman returns to his post. Unfortunately, Ollie Walker's race over. Now, here we see the incident once more. Now, all credit to the cameraman. He gets the shot, then makes good his escape as Ollie Walker thumps into the tyres. His race comes to a premature end. No such concerns though for Chris Smiley. He has been in perfect command ever since the lights went out as he accelerates out of Goddard's for the final time. The checker flag goes out and it's Chris Smiley who takes the victory in the first race. Donington Park from Chris Smith and Lee Allen. In the Cooper class, it should be Shane Stoney, and this is going to be enough to give Shane Stoney the Cooper class championship. Ricky Page has chased as hard as he can, but he can't get onto terms, so Shane Stoney takes the win and the title. Ricky Page in second. The Cooper class rostrum completed by Josh Gollin. Shane Stoney has been the man to beat in the Cooper class all year long, and he is a very fitting champion. So let's have a look then at the results, with Chris Smiley taking the win from Chris Smith. Lee Allen completes the rostrum from Jake Packard. Luke Cordlin 5th, and Stuart Calder rounds out the top 6. Class results then is Chris Smiley from Chris Smith and Lee Allen. In the Cooper class, Shane Stoney taking it from Ricky Page and Josh Gollin. Well, only 1/3 of the weekend's work has been completed, but that doesn't stop a very, very warm round of applause greeting the Cooper class champion Shane Stoney on to the rostrum. And for Chris Smiley, a super performance as well as he takes yet another victory in what's been a very successful JCW class campaign.
Ricky was pushing hard, but I just managed to get an edge around certain parts and even quicker around the other bit. So it was a pretty close race, but it was. I'm just relieved that I won now. So it's really pleased.
He was really quick. We both sort of drove away from the field. So pleased with second. Bit annoyed about the points for the championship, but there's still 2 more races to come. See what happens.
I've got a bit too much of wheel spin off the start of the race, but I just managed to get Chris out into the first corner again. I really struggled with my tyres for the first couple of laps, because the track was quite greasy. But once I got my head down, I was able just to draw a bit of a gap away, and thankfully we won it, so we need the points. So it's putting us in a good position for the championship now, so we just need to keep our head down in the next race and hopefully do the same again.
After a great first race, Shane Stoney has claimed the Cooper Class title. However, the JCW one is still undecided. Now, current leader Chris Smiley needs a minimum of 16 points to win. It's looking pretty good because he's back on pole.
But pole position is only good enough until the lights go out. So let's have a look at how they line up with the Chris's. Once more looking at the front row, Smiley from Smith, row 2, Jake Packen and Luke Caudle, row 3, Lee Allen and Stuart Calder. The JCW class completed by John O'Brown and Keith Izzat. Into the Cooper class, Shane Stoney should be on pole, but he has elected to sit this one out after claiming the title. So it's Ricky Page all alone on the front row. From then Josh Goll and Hamish Brandon, row 2, and then Grace Williams and Chris Stoney third amongst the massed ranks of the Cooper class runners. We're just about ready for the off here. Donington Park, the red lights are on, in car with Luke Caudle as away we go. Nice and smooth start here from Caudle. He moves up through the gears. The front row once more away as one, but it's Chris Smiley who's going to have the inside line for Redgate Corner, although he's got Chris Smith swarming on his tail. Then it's the Allen and Luke Caudle side by side just behind Jake Packard trying to squeeze through as best he can. They all run out very wide over the curbs before sprinting through Hollywood down the Craner curves. It's Josh Gollin, then the bright yellow car who leads the Cooper class. They descend down the hill as one en route towards the old hairpin. Chris Smith in pursuit of Chris Smiley. Then Jake Packard dives to the inside of the Allen into the old hairpin once more. Within the Cooper class, it is Josh Gollin leading that battle from Ricky Page and Hamish Brandon. Gideon Cresswell going side by side. Adrian Norman at the front of the field, though it is Chris Smiley setting off in pursuit of the title. We'll take a short break. Join us in a couple of moments' time.